What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy ATruckerNamedJay checking in, man. Chilling out here on the patio. Figured I'd come out here, do a quick video for y'all, man. Let y'all know what's been going on. Kind of been a lot, kind of ain't. So, got some changes that I am gonna be making to my company structure. I've been a fleet owner for about 3 months now. I've had 3 drivers running in 3 different trucks for VL Trucking for 3 months now, and in those 3 months it feels like 3 years. It really do. But I've learned so much and experienced so much, and I'm grateful for my experience that I've had, and it has shown me that I have to change some things, as well as I don't have to change some things, because when I did this, it was kind of like a leap of faith, because no matter how much money you have stacked or connections you may or may not have, or whatever your situation may be, it's always at some point a leap of faith, because you just don't know what's going to happen. You just don't. The equipment could fail you, your driver could fail you, your carrier could fail you, you can fail yourself. It's so much that goes into running, operating, and maintaining a successful business. And really, these last 3 months, I've turned into a student, I feel, of this industry, and just have been, just studying driver habits, studying, just everything, really. So I had my first driver quit on me this past week, and I guess you could say he abandoned the truck. I don't know, because he lives in the same, well, not the same city as me, but he lives in the same state as me. But we don't live in the same city. I don't live on that side of Virginia anymore. And basically, I got a call on Monday, or a text from him, or voicemail. A text and a voicemail basically saying, hey, man, I got in an argument with the dispatcher, blah, 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 blah. He trying to keep me away from my son. And with this guy, he always wanted to be home. He was a big reason why I would allow drivers to run for 2 weeks and go home for 3 days, because he just kept saying he wanted to be something. And I understand that, being a job hopper, being someone who went through that phase of, I want to make money, but I still want to be home. I understood that, and tried to do my best to work around that, even though business wise, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man, I didn't make a lot of money off of him, because when you're running 2 weeks on and then 3 days off, you're giving up a lot of money, unless you have customer freight or dedicated lanes, in which VL does not have in my area as of yet. So you're not running the money lanes. You're not making the most you can make per mile. You're making average, sometimes below average, and then you're going home. Then you incorporate breakdowns. You incorporate fuel prices, and then you incorporate driver work ethic. Some weeks drivers feel like working 150%. Some weeks drivers only want to work 75%. When you incorporate all of these things into having a driver in a truck, it just, and then the driver's going home every 2, it's just not a lot of money. It's some money being made, but it's definitely not enough to where it's like, oh man, this is something you should do. It's not, it's barely worth, I mean, you're barely breaking even. You might be making a little bit over even, you know what I mean? But anyways, that's not to, tear him down, because, I don't got no issue with this brother, even though he did kind of do me fucked up. But he hit me, and I was just trying to grasp an understanding of what was going on. And so I reached out to my dispatcher, Because the thing I like about my dispatcher, it's the same dispatcher that I drove for when I first came here. So me and him have been working together for over a year now. So we know we know each other. You know, we don't bullshit around with each other. We respect the business of trucking. You know, some things happen where we don't agree. Cool. We've gotten arguments, yelled at each other, but it's always been business. It's never personal. It's never, oh, I hate your stupid guts. None of that. It's business. Period. It's always been that. And anybody who is in business will tell you, you're gonna have some arguments with some people. You know what I mean? That's just the nature of business. You know what I mean? Because if you have two strong-minded individuals who may have different opinions on something, you know, that's just how it goes sometimes. But anyways, so I reached out to my dispatch. I said, hey man, what's going on with such and such? You know, he talking about he this, that, and the third. So basically what happened was he wanted to, our pay periods end on Tuesdays, right? Tuesdays at noon Central Time. He told the dispatcher he wanted to be home by Tuesday. So the dispatcher got him a load that delivered Tuesday. But here's the thing. As a dispatcher, as a fleet owner, you learn drivers' habits. You know what I mean? So you kind of understand how a driver's gonna run, or how a driver's, you know, or how they just run on a regular basis. So you know, driver A, he gonna run 600 to 700 miles a day if possible. He gonna run his clock out. He gonna, you know what I mean? He not gonna stop every hour. He not gonna stop every, you know what I mean? He not gonna bullshit. He gonna keep the left door closed. But driver C is gonna start driving. He gonna do a 45-minute pre-trip. He gonna start driving for 2 hours, then he gonna pull over, go to the rest area for 30 minutes. Then he gonna drive another 3 hours, and he gonna go to the truck stop for an hour. You know what I mean? So you kind of know your drivers. You know their habits, anyways. And so he told me, like, he's like, look, Jay, I gave him a load that based off of how he normally drive, he'd have been home by Tuesday. But I guess because he was going home, the mug drove over 650 miles a day. So he got home early. On Monday, delivered the load, went home. So what he was trying to do was like, well, you didn't want to be home until Tuesday. Let's make a little extra money. Let's run up to Jersey and back, which from where we are to Jersey, it's like 4 or 5 hours. Run up there, come right back down, be home on Tuesday, and make another $1,000, you know what I'm saying, to the truck. And I guess the driver wasn't hearing that. He didn't know. He didn't, I don't know if he didn't process it, or, and in his mind, the dispatcher was trying to take him away from his family. Like the dispatcher was trying to keep him from his son. And I'm like, that don't even make sense, bro. This like, if this was like your first experience with this dispatcher, then I understand. But you've been driving for him now for 3 months, so you should know his thought process is always to get whatever extra money we can get. But furthermore, for you to just straight up quit off of that, huh? But you know, it is what it was, man. You know what I'm saying? And he quit, like, just like that. And you know, he left everything in the truck, fuel cards, everything. And I went to the truck. You know, this is why I don't know if it's abandoned truck or not, because technically I had to go recover the truck because the area that he left it in was not I would consider a safe area. You know, he left it in the hood at an abandoned grocery store that had been closed down. So it wasn't the most safe area, you know what I mean? So to leave a truck with the keys in there unlocked in that area is you wouldn't leave your car unlocked in that area. So why would you leave my truck there unlocked? You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't you, you know, if anything, let me tell you where to take the truck to, because I have certain areas around town that I feel a lot safer leaving my equipment at. You know, places I used to park at when I was at the port, or when I used to come home, that are a lot safer areas, you know what I mean? But whatever, I'm not finna be, tick for tack. I don't really care. My truck was in good condition. And this is the other thing. Truck was in immaculate condition. I'm talking about, like, y'all know, when, if you, like, I know from experience when I've quit jobs, like, last minute. When you quit, like, when it's like a spur of the moment type situation, you just kind of grabbing the main shit off the truck and you gone. For this truck to be as clean as it was, let me know that this was something that was already in motion. You know what I mean? He kind of probably was waiting for a certain local job or whatever to get back to him. And I understand. I respect. Hey, bro, do what you do. But all you had to do was just let me know, son, bro. And you could have gave me a week notice. You could have told me on a Thursday that your last day was gonna be Monday, and that'd gave me some type of time. You know what I mean? I don't feel like I've come off as that harsh of a boss, I guess, to where, I don't feel my drivers can't talk to me about shit. You know what I mean? So, and then the other thing that let me know this was a planned thing was the next day was payday. And so normally I don't never hear from my drivers on payday because my payroll is on time. I do it through SunTrust, and that shit come, like, you know what I mean? I don't know if it hit at midnight or 1 a.m. whatever, but it comes, never a problem. And I'll send out the actual settlements to show how the breakdown. And I think it'll depend on what time. Sometimes I may send it in the morning. Sometimes I may send it in the afternoon. It just depends on what I may have got going on that particular day. But I've never had an issue with none of my drivers with, not sending the settlement on a timely fashion, because I haven't fucked up any of my drivers' check. I take that very, very serious. You know what I mean? Me and my wife do. And here he comes with a message on that next day. Hey, man, I still haven't received my settlement yet. And I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, but you're going to get it, bro. Like, it's still the day of. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't even think it was 3 p.m. You know what I'm saying? So it just, you start connecting the dots. Like, okay, bro, I see what this is. This is a stick up. Whatever, you quit the day before you got paid, and this check was like $2,000 too, so he had a nice little, send off. But the other thing I don't understand was, bro was like a week away from getting the second half of his sign-on bonus. If he'd have stayed at least another week and gave me a week notice, he could have worked for like 8 more days. He'd have got his other $500, and he would have been good. But nonetheless, hey, man, God worked in mysterious ways, because I kind of already had a guy who was interested in the position that I had been talking to, and it just so happened that he had been approved. So, this is a true blessing, because the guy quit on Monday, and the other guy just started pulling his first load today, which is Friday. So shout out to him. For being ready and available. Super cool guy, 15-year vet. He's had a 1099 job before, so he seems motivated, and I'm motivated to make him some money. So that's kind of how that went. I don't have no hard feelings towards the other driver. It was cool. I kind of knew in the back of my head it wasn't gonna last forever. But I didn't think that it would come to an abrupt, like a stop like that. But that's just how I go, man. The game is the game. You do what you do. You prepare, and you move forward when the shit happens. You can't beat yourself up or anybody else up, blame yourself. That's just how it goes sometimes. You know what I mean? But with that being said, very quickly before I get off this video, I am making changes to how my requirements are. Because I will be looking for another driver or two in August when this other batch of trucks come in. Just a matter of the availability of those trucks. But what I'm going to do is all my drivers who are with me now, or even that are going to be coming in, everybody's going to get 75 cents a mile. Everybody. 75 cents a mile. It's not going to be no probationary period. None. Everybody 75 cents a mile. I think my drivers right now, are between 72 and 70. No, let me think. Yeah, like 72 and 73, but everybody's going up to 75. The reason I'm doing that is because I'm requiring hazmat and tanker endorsement. It's not preferred anymore. It's not, oh, I'm working on getting it right now. Like, you have to have a hazmat and tanker endorsement before you can apply to Holland Logistics LLC. If you want to go work for VL, then cool. You know what I mean? They'll take you without the hazmat. That's what they do. You know what I mean? They got more resources, but for me, you know, I want the best of the best. I want those that are hungry. I want those that, you know what they're doing. And from what I've seen, those who already have their hazmat and tanker endorsement seem to have a better understanding of things than those who don't have it. You know what I mean? As far as like paperwork and just certain things, little small details and stuff. So those are the new requirements. I'll still be offering $1,000 sign-on bonus to solo drivers, $2,500 sign-on bonus to team drivers. 85 cents a mile will be what I pay to team drivers. I've kind of given up on looking for a team because it's just so hard, man. It's hard finding drivers, period, but especially a team. But yeah, so, you know, if you guys want to put that word out, you know, come August, I'll be looking to add on 75 cents a mile, must have hazmat and tanker endorsement, and all the other requirements. Oh, the other thing is, I need at least 3 weeks, man. You know, unfortunately, that 2 weeks out and then back home had that has been misused and abused by one of my drivers or previous drivers now. And I'm not saying that I won't allow it at all, but when you're doing it back to back to back to back, you really ain't making no money. I mean, because really, you run in 2 weeks out and then back home, you're not going to be able to benefit fully anyways. You know what I mean? You're not going to be making the $2,500 checks, you know, $2,300 checks. You know, you'll probably stay between 15 and 18, really, you know, depending on where you live. So it really don't make a lot of sense to come and try to do that, you know, back to back to back. You might as well find yourself a regional opportunity. Don't set yourself up for failure, man. Like, my advice to anybody, you know, and I can tell this from experience because I did it a lot, and if I wouldn't have did this, it would have changed a lot of my trucking career. But don't sign up for any job you don't see yourself working for at least 6 months, in my opinion. You know, if you just going somewhere to wing it to see how it's gonna go, I don't think that's, you know, smart. But I mean, people gonna do what they're gonna do. So I'm not here to judge. I'm just trying to offer some advice to maybe help your journey go along a little smoother. So, but that's all I really got, man. That's what's really been going on this week. So got a new driver in the truck, and looking to bring on some more in August, depending on, you know, the availability of the trucks. Besides that, we're going to keep pushing, keep grinding, keep learning, keep growing, keep getting better, man. Keep taking care of my health. Keep my journey going with that as well. That's just as, if not more important than my business is right now. So that's all I got for y'all, man. Besides that, y'all know the vibes. Stay safe, stay positive, stay productive. God Family Trucking. And my new saying moving forward is, look, man, time is money. Make sure you spending it well, man. I'm gone.